Hello everybody and welcome to the channel of the Shamrock Phoenix. My name is Chris, also known as Kiriberta or Diego Berta, depending on which games you play. Now, it's actually the first video I think that I'm officially making on the new name of the channel. So, we'll see how you guys feel about it. Now this is a game called OpenTTD, which is basically a transport tycoon. I think it's Transport Tycoon Deluxe is the game's name, original name, and you can pick it up on the Android store, or I have picked it up there on the mobile, but I've recently picked it up on the PC as well. Although it's $33, but hey, I think it's well worth it depending on what your flavor is. Now you have a lot of, like I said, it's a transport tycoon where you have to manage resources between, like for instance, here's a coal station or coal yard or whatever you want to call it, and here's a power station. So you have to transport coal to the power station, wood from the forest to the sawmill, etc, etc. Now you can do it by train, by roads, via channels or water, but we do not have oceans. This is more like an island-esque or inland or cape or whatever you want to call it. So we don't really have use of boats and airplanes. Now obviously this is actually the smallest map. I'm trying to get the hang of managing smaller railroads and road networks and stuff like that before I attempt to go into bigger maps. I have done bigger maps, but it's a bit overwhelming is the most correct word, because you get stuff that is called subsidies. Now they will perhaps say that they will pay you extra money if you can transport people from this town over here to this town here at the bottom. So it's not always easy to do. Sometimes it is. In this instance, I might think we might go for a small airport, due to the fact that I think we have sufficient space available, and we have it's a distance away enough to validate an airport. Though if it was over here, the one town, it would have been perfect, but you can't always get your way. Now let's see. I pause the game immediately when I start up to attempt to plan out how I'm gonna do it before I start doing it. I've seen that has helped me in the past. But here you have oil wells, as they are called, and then you must transport them to an oil refinery. Now you can see a display chain that explains to you that it comes from oil rigs or oil wells. It must go to an oil refinery, and then from the oil refinery it must go to houses. What these lines are, I'm not quite sure. I don't know if perhaps there's other methods of doing it, but what? Okay, so passengers are blue. So oil rigs will need passengers. I do not think I have oil rigs, because this is oil wells. I think oil rigs are on oceans. I have not seen one of those. Interesting. Yeah. But that was not what my intention was. Okay. So oil to oil refinery, but if you use this information tool, just remove that. you have land area information. We're going to use this land area information, and on each of these we're going to click and see who gets what. Like here we can see that it accepts cargo passengers, and over here we have cargo accept oil, but on these is none. So it's not necessarily none, but for passengers they need to connect to a train station, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think goods as well, like the oil. So we'll need to have a train station located here. But the problem is these are fields. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually just a hunch, but if you build roads or tracks or anything across fields, it means that it is land that you have to basically pay rent for each and every month. So the ideal would be to build a railway or roadway which does not cross any fields. Now with fields this closely stacked together, it's nearly impossible, but like for taking wood from the woods to the sawmill, that will be possible. That will totally be possible. We might as well do that or go that route. He wants passengers and coal. Okay, now passengers can either be transported by train, okay, basically all types of transportation. But like for instance, we could take a bus station close to the power station, and back and forth the bus will drive back and forth, delivering passengers from the power station to the town to power station. And then I don't think the coal requires passengers, but there might be some of them. Yep, it does accept passengers. So we have none passengers. Now interestingly enough, it does not say anywhere that it accepts coal, but I do know that it loads coal from here. I think perhaps if it has to load resources from a place, it does not accept goods. That's why you won't see it's loading coal. But over here it has to touch one of those oil pipes. Like this one accepts oil, but this one doesn't. This one doesn't. So that size is basically your best bet, because you have goods and passengers. Here you have passengers, here you have only goods. If you want to provide obviously all the services. Otherwise you can perhaps take from the train station via road and a bus stop, but that's a bit excessive. Okay, so I think what we'll do is perhaps take a train, go around, this is frustrating. The land is very uneven here, and you can only take trains up and down a right angle, if you can call it that, block. Like this one that's diagonal across like this, it won't allow a train to be built on that one. You'll need to flatten it first, either way. So it means that we are gonna have to spend a lot of money on landscaping to take a train all the way from here around to here, which is a problem. But if we go with the train through this field, and then perhaps we can take 3-4 of them. The problem is we're gonna have a train going this way. No, it should go this way. So this will be taken, this area will be taken like this. And then if we add the coal coming through here, going up, joining, but going off. Might utilize the same bit of track there. It's very beneficial if you can achieve using the same track for multiple trains. If it's not possible, it's tough cookies, but it's preferable not to waste, if you want to call it that. None. See, it's been 10 minutes and I haven't done anything. But I think, let us start off with the train station. I like going for a single track, 3 tracks length train station. So I'll start from there. I'll come up to here. If I'm doing it like that, it will say not possible. Yeah, can't build roads, flat land required. Okay, so we cannot build there like that. But we can, however, build like this. Okay, and over here it's gonna be either way, but this uses a bit less, I think. So we have those. Okay, so we have 4 train stations, each 3 sections long, and then we add the train tracks. Now you can use an auto tool or you can use segments. I'm quite fond of the segments. It sometimes helps me to plan better. I think there should be one there, and then one like this. Okay, so what I've built here is now we have 4 train stations, and we're gonna buy a new train. So you click on the power depot. This is the railway depot, train depot rather. Then you go on to new vehicles and you buy one of these train engines. I like going with the middle one. No massive particular reason, but I think it's quite a good mid-range one. Expectancy of 21 years, so it gives you a long lifetime, and it's reliable. So we'll buy one of those. So you see over here you have the train, so it's 0.5 size. So now we scroll down because we're gonna make the coal train first. So we say coal hopper 1, 2, let's make it 3. Okay, so now you can see it was 0.5 when there was just the train. So now there is the train and 3 cards, so that will give us 0.5 plus 1.5 is 2.0. Okay, so the 2 parts of the train standing here means that it's 2 parts of the tracks, and since we build our tracks to be 3 long, it will mean that we still have 1 track available. So should at any point we feel one of our trains are too small, we can just increase it by 2. The reason why I do not add too many cars immediately is because there's not too much. I see I made a mistake. There's not too much load basically necessary for the trains immediately. It depends on what the production is and how much is available, because sometimes it produces less than you actually can transport away. So that's something we can just monitor. But first we need to give this train orders. Now you tell it to go to coal mines, and then after that it should go to the power station. But now we want the following. Railroads, we want this track part in here so that it can go easily follow the railroad, or go out, follow the railroad, go across here, go to the coal station or the coal mines, and when it comes back it's gonna go down, power station. So we've given the orders, so we tell it to go, and now we will see it going to carry out its order. Okay, so currently it is August 2nd, so it's already 6 months later, and the first train is only driving now. These two towns we haven't touched yet. We've got no subsidies yet, so yay, they rejoice, first train arrived. Okay, I can follow the train as it's going. Now we've built a track that combines basically two destinations or two routes. Now we're gonna have to mitigate or control the flow of traffic with traffic lights. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure how this works. I think it will be a bad choice to use this, so I just keep with the first or the simplest block signal for now, because that's how far my knowledge goes. So what we're going to say is we're going to block over here and here, so that should this train come out and there's a train this side, it will stop it. The same goes for this one. If there's a train, if it's coming out and there is a train on this part, it's going to stop. Now we're going to add the same thing over here to say that if it's coming this way and there's a train on this part, it will stop. And the same goes for this side. But now we also have the train depot to take into consideration. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if this part of track is occupied, stop. And the same for this side. If it's occupied, this side is occupied, stop. Although I think we should perhaps say this one, because if it's coming out and this one's coming out, it will stop here so that the train can go. I think that will work. So this one will stop if there's train on here or on here. So if it's coming out, it will stop if there's something on here, because it has to turn in here. I think that's safe. But we might need to add a light here. Problem is, I'm just afraid that if we add a light here, it's going to see it's safe and then it's just going to continue straight, and this one has to wait. Might be fine. I think it's fine like this. So we still have 60 grand left, so we can add another train. New vehicles. And okay, we already know that we wanted to go to the oil derricks and to the I wanted to go to the oil refinery, but we'll need passengers. So we will need passengers to go from here. Now we need another train station. Because if we add passengers into the mix, it's going to become difficult because passengers are going to go from here, and then from here they must go here. But we do not have a train going this route, so we cannot put it on the same train, so they have to take interchanging trains. So we'll have to put a train station in here for this one. But that's not so easy. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. We might okay, we were thinking oil, tankers. Let's buy 2 of them, because as I said, I wanted to go from here to here, but we are going to add passenger cart. I just first need to figure out how I'm going to. You see, this is a problem. Why is it stopping? It should not stop. Goes to transfer to value, because there's a stop sign, so it should stop. There it stopped, there it stopped. Okay, so at the end of the year you get breakdowns like this, explaining what is what does what. Oh, I think I see what happens here. I think I do need a light in here, so that whenever it's in here, it is cut off. So anyone this side is cut off. This one will wait for this one to clear. This one will wait for both of them to clear. Actually, that part as well. So we might have a bugger up at this side, but we needed that one for this one to be able to go. So that one went first. He gets the red light, so he can go. But he's going to the depot, so it's not a problem. It's going for service. And okay, great, it works. This is constant management of whether or not this is working or not, because you might put in signs that messes up your whole system. So it's sometimes a bit difficult, but so far so good. Okay, this one is end of the year report basically. So you have your construction that you did, new vehicles, what's the running cost, the profits that you make with it, loan interest, because you start with 200k, so you have to start with a loan and you have to start paying it back. So it's basically resource management to achieve your goal. Like for instance, this train, it took a load of 100%, so we might need to add another oil tank to this one. Phew. For a second there it seemed like they're gonna crash. So after here, do they have any subsidies? Yes. Now let's say passengers from this city, Lindholm, to Laddingstone. Now, I said earlier that this is going to be a great opportunity to add an airport. Now, I'm not sure it's a good idea. Honestly, I'm not sure it's a good idea. But we're going to try it anyway. Okay, apparently there's buildings there. There's no buildings there. We have an airport. One airport there. Can I not rotate it? Okay, doesn't really matter. Let's on it this side, but that works. No, let's go with the houses. Not that side. Okay, we're doing it this side. Over here. Okay. So now we have an airport. Sorry about that. Now we have an airport. Now I think you can buy aircraft, and the Samsung U-52. It says click on aircraft for aircraft information. Capacity, passengers, flagship mail, designed 20 years, reliability, mails, goods, valuables. This one costs about 2k more. Same speed, more passengers, more mail, more running cost, lasts longer, more reliable. And this one, 30 passengers, small but less, but it has a longer life expectancy for about the same price. More reliable? Yes, more reliable. I think I'm gonna buy one of these, a Bakewell Ghost Vault. So it must go to, we got the airport, and we got this airport, and then we close it, and we tell it to go. So now we will have people coming and going from this one town to the other town by airplane. Amazing, isn't it? Not that much. Okay, so now we can do the following. We can go to the roads and let us add. I'm on the bus station. Yes, I'm on bus stations. And we want the bus station over here. Let's see if we can perhaps add it here. Then we can add, if roads permit us, one time we'll put one over here on this side. So let us just quickly get the landscaping tool. Okay, this is down. I wanted that up. Whoops. Holy crap, it's going to cost us 23 grand to do that. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Then we must suffice to say that we're going to use this one. That's fine. We can add another. Okay, now we're going to need the vehicle depots. Vehicle depots doesn't really matter, they can be anywhere. But let us put them like this, and over here, let's put it next to it. Good enough? I think so. I hope so. Yeah, good enough. So now we click on the depot, we say new vehicles. Okay, we want passengers, so we say a bus, and we choose bus, and we choose the routes that it needs to go to. It must start off airport, in town, power station. Sweet. Let us give this a road. And like this. Interesting song. and then we can tell it to go, and the bus will follow the route, pick up passengers, drop them off. So we have mail and we have passengers going here and here. We do not, however, have a train station yet set up, but that's not the end of the world. We will get that set up eventually. Over this side we want to do the same, and I think that's long enough for a first video. Might end up getting a little bit of editing, but minimal. I'm not planning on making the best cut series. This is just a quick video just to get the creative juices flowing again, to start working and managing and editing and having fun. So we can accept passengers, mails and goods. So perhaps, does he accept? No, it only accepts passengers. But I should then probably be able to accept goods as well, because this one says it can accept goods. But I'm not sure if I can send my passengers, mails and goods. I think it has to do with the proximity to the forest. Not sure. But yeah, like I said, this video has been getting quite lengthy, so we will pause it here and we'll save it as the following. Okay, let us see. Okay. Let's call it Shamrock Phoenix. Then I know it's for the channel. Save. Okay, so it's saved up. We will come back to this in another video. When, I'm not sure. Most probably gonna be just after this, but you guys have to wait and see. So it's been from me, Chris. Jolly good time. I hope you enjoyed it as well, and perhaps this was something new, something different. Maybe you won't like it, maybe you will. Who knows? Changes are coming to the channel. I'm trying to working harder. I'm trying to do more, and there's so much I have to do more that it's overwhelming. But I will attempt and continue to attempt to do more of everything. So see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye bye.